Right, question 3 is super easy. I just want to really hammer home this idea of importing modules. Okay, and there's going to be a little nuance to this about how we might do that as well in the future. So let's just read this question. Import the math module and use it to calculate the square root of 144, print the value of pi, calculate 10 factorial. And I've got a little note about ChatGPT there. You can do that. I'm not going to cover that in the video. But if you're not using ChatGPT right now, then do explore. Do have a look. Do ask it some questions. It is fantastic. Just bear in mind the guidance that we provide you on how to use it when writing stuff for your exams. Okay. Right. So where am I? Where am I? Okay, here I was. Question 3. Let's do this. I can do this one really quickly. So I'm going to import. I'm going to demo importing math, just because even though we've done it, I'm going to slowly show you something slightly different. Let's just do it first. Import math. Okay, and then I wanted to do 3 things. So print the square root of 144, and to do that, that is simply math.square-root 144. And if I run that, there we go, give me an answer. Now, every time I want to use a function in math, I will have to use math dot. Okay, sometimes you import in modules and they have longer names. Another example of something like that is something like matplotlib. If you're doing some plotting, so sometimes you don't want to use the whole name. So I could have done import math as m. Okay, and at which point I'll break my code. Yeah, it's broken. It says maths not defined, and that's because I've redefined my module name as m. So to use it in future, I can just do m. There we go. A classic example of this is a conventional use of the NumPy package. Very often you see it as import NumPy as np. Okay, and then you use np dot. So for the rest of this, I'm going to use m. Another thing I could have done is I could have used the from statements. So instead of using m dot square root, I could have done from math import square root, and I could have imported it directly. Okay, now I haven't even got to use anything at the end here. It knows that that's the function name. That's really useful sometimes if I'm importing a very, very large library and I only want to use a couple of select commands from it. So I could have imported the stuff that we're going to use here as well. So these are all the functions I'm going to use in this video, and I could have just imported just those functions. So pi and factorial, the other ones. I'm going to take it back to import math. Just to finish off here. Okay, so that should now run again. Yeah, it does. Let's just do the others. Print value of pi equals, and then math.pi. It's a function, so open close bracket, and then the last one prints what was it? 10 factorial equals. And that one is just math.factorial. Okay, 10 takes an argument. Print everything out. Okay, I've got an error. Float object not callable. What's going on there? Huh, I wonder. Yeah, sorry, it wasn't a function. It was just a variable within that module. Okay, so that's why it's blue. So I was trying to use a variable as a function, didn't like it. Okay, otherwise, that's now working. Let's go and do the next question.